So what's happening? Lots is happening. Lots is happening, and that's why it took me so long to get to this. Okay, so for those of you who live here in the South Bay, lots of things are going on. And one of the things that's going on in a few weeks, starting December, December, it would be December 1st, December 2nd, 3rd, December 3rd, is the annual Holiday Festival at the Torrance Memorial tent behind the hospital, where you get to see, I think it's 50 decorated trees, and there's an auction, and you can buy gifts for the holidays, and there's a Santa, and you can take photos, and there's lots of great entertainment. So I recommend that to get into the holiday spirit, it's one of the best places here in the South Bay to start. So I sent out a post earlier, so take a look at the post so you'll have all the directions and all the information. The next thing that I haven't posted yet is in the City of Torrance on December 3rd. I think it's the 3rd. The 3rd or whatever that Thursday is. 3rd, maybe it's the 4th. Anyway, there's going to be what's called a holiday stroll. That means you go to downtown Torrance, you walk around, there'll be candy canes, there'll be entertainment, there'll be little events going on for the kids. So it's a great opportunity to check out the businesses in downtown Torrance as well. Also, on Friday, the 5th, I think it's the 5th, City of Lomita is having their annual tree lighting service. So the tree is there, there's a Santa there, light the tree, we all get excited, the middle school comes out to entertain, there's usually some kind of entertainment to begin with, and then there's snow, and there's hot cocoa, and you get the sense of feeling like you're in cold country. We've been there when it was raining, and you stood there with umbrellas, and everybody did the countdown. So, yes, it's a fun time, and everybody comes out with the families to enjoy the tree lighting in Lomita. On that Saturday, and I haven't seen the post yet, but I do understand there's going to be what they call snowy days over at Wilson Park. So that's going to be a big event as well. And you'll have snow, and they'll be able to sled. And, for those of us who live in Southern California, it's rare in this area, in the beach cities, to be able to get snow. Unless you go to the mountains, which is about a 2-hour drive from here. And so we give a chance to feel like it's the Christmas holidays, the holiday season, we'll call it. Whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever, it's a time of being with family and friends and enjoying and having a good time. So those are several different events that are coming up. And watch my posts. I'll be posting whenever I see these flyers. So we'll get to see you around town. Also, earlier today, speaking of posts, a friend of mine sent me a post, and it was really an interesting story. But the bottom line was, a woman had been at her company. She was a director of operations, and they decided to give her box and tell her she's no longer, her job is no longer needed, which she said was AKA meaning, I'm making too much money, I'm too old, and they want to get rid of me. Okay, so she goes home, and she decides that her household is too quiet. So she goes to the pound, and all the dogs there are yapping, the puppies are running like. She goes to a back room. She finds this beautiful German Shepherd who's standing at attention, and come to find out that's Rex. And Rex was a canine at a police station, and his handler had him, but the handler ended up moving into an apartment after a divorce and could not keep the dog, so put him in the pound. And the next day, they were going to put Rex down. and he had arthritis, and he was, because of his dealings in service. Hi, Kathleen. I can't wait to see you. Actually, really see you. Anyway, she said, I want him. And the bottom line was, it took him a long time to stop being on guard. And finally got to the point that there was an event that happened that they needed his services. And he did a wonderful job. And at the end, she reminded everyone that just because we're old, it doesn't mean we're useless. And hi, Virginia. And we still have activities. And maybe as we retire, always make sure, I always tell people, if you're going to retire, make sure you have something else to do. You're not going to sit in front of the TV. You're not going to sleep all day. You're not going to just sit in front of the TV. You're not going to drink beer all day, have martinis all day, eat chocolate bonbons all day. It's not going to happen. So you always want to have something to keep yourself occupied and make yourself be of service. That's why most of the organizations I'm in all have people that are in their 55 plus years. Because it's giving us something to give back to the public, give back to the city, participate in something. And so it was a really beautiful story. If you I'll see if I can repost it. It took a while. You had to go through, you read one story and then you read another part of the story to see what recently happened, and it was very, very touching. So it's a Wild Wednesday, so don't forget to get your calendar out. Make sure you have everything on your calendar. Yes, Virginia, I know you do lots of art, and and that keeps you occupied so that you're not watching TV all day long. One thing I do want to remind you is tomorrow night, if you have ever thought about decorating the Torrance Rose Float, we are looking for decorators. You do not need to live in Torrance. You do not have to have any decorating skills. You'll be giving guidance. For an individual, it's $20. For a couple, it's $30. And for a family of 4, it's $50, I believe. And we decorate where the float is, which is up in Irwindale. We bus you there. You get lunch. You get snacks. And then when the float is coming down Colorado Boulevard on the TV, or in case you want to go live, you get to say, oh my gosh, I did that flower. Oh my gosh, that's the seed I put on that animal. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, send me a message down below. Carol Gillis with Fredericks Realty, 310-864-9738. It's a Wild Wednesday. Oh, and tomorrow night's event is at 7 o'clock at the Garden Room, which is right next to, between the Nakano Theater and the Armstrong Theater in the Civic Center. Anyway, bye everybody. Have a good Wednesday. Oops.